That was absolutely ridiculous right there. No, seriously, like of any of our YouTube videos yet filmed after I speak, there tends to be a really, I mean, it's funny how it works out. My players and I work like that. There's a great shot, the next shot. That was the best shot of all the best shots. How did that do live? This is going to be a fun one for the viewers right here.
Just focusing on the power draw or power fake.
Mm-hmm.
Getting the right shoulder up, left shoulder down type feeling.
Mm-hmm. So the viewers are already wondering, what's Adam gonna do today? Are we just gonna watch this, or are we gonna actually work a little bit? You know?
Yeah. Played in the rain yesterday and came home with a big smile, so I guess you did all right.
Yeah, I was, rain started pouring and I was like, it's still daylight out, and I was like, just jump out there. And it wasn't too bad the first couple holes, and then just started pouring. And I was like, yeah, I'll just finish. And like, I just needed some good rain practice, so.
For our viewers, our Southern California boys are still tough, by the way.
Yeah.
They are still tough. Did you hear that? It was raining. He said there was daylight out.
We don't get very many opportunities.
So we don't get married. Exactly. Now we speak in our language. We don't have very many opportunities. Same reason I was out here teaching for 11 hours yesterday.
Yeah.
Enough people realize, guess what? That's a pretty darn good opportunity.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely. We don't get that opportunity. All our friends back there in Chicago, they get that opportunity often. So how was the ball flight these last couple days? You have command of it? A lot better? Yeah.
And I had that one that would just tail off to the right. It's when my right shoulder dips, and I just push it. It's kind of like what my dad's working on too.
So rather than keeping the left shoulder lower and more on the shoulder plane and feeling, yeah.
I was basically teaching him the same thing, like as if like your spine and your shoulders line up as a T. And when you're swinging through, you want to keep that T instead of having it slanted.
Dangerous move until you have worked on doing what? Getting your hand path and club in a place to where when you actually can do that,
Exactly.
the club slots right down underneath you.
Yep.
You give somebody who's disconnected that wonderful thought of keeping that left shoulder lower, left hip lower, turning back this way, really staying in their spine angle. But their hands and their club are up here.
And everything's just staying up here.
Vroom.
Yep.
And then we got problems, right? So
Exactly.
that's why it's been important for you. Cam used to have a tendency to push his hands a little out. Remember that old tendency?
Yeah. Yep.
And that's why we've worked hard to feel like arms are stuck to body, chest and hands turning together more, having a better hand path to the top. Now that hip can pull back and that left shoulder can get low. Yep. Free you up through impact.
Yep.
Remember, and that's what I actually wanted to see a little better job today, is I want to see that motion here in the continuous movement through a little bit cleaner. Don't get stuck through impact,
Yeah.
because then you get that look where you get a lot of that drag for you.
Yep. Where everything just like this, head stays low, and everything just kind of, everything's just screaming straight shot.
Cam's unique. I mean, you should see, we'll slow down this impact position for you. It's pretty impressive. Like, he has an incredible awareness of what his hands should be doing through impact, almost to a fault, where he'll hold on so much. So we've really got to release the body to get everything moving with him and freeing up his turn on the way through. Absolutely. Keep the head higher, keep his chin up. We've even done drills with Cam in the past where we're like the Stenson or Annika drill or David Duval, whatever you want to say, and releasing the head early, remember?
Yeah. Glass table.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Here's what we're talking about his hand action. Watch these wrists through impact. It's been like this for a long time. People would die for this. Oh.
Super stable.
Isn't that awesome? It's pretty cool right there, isn't it? Especially for the big guy. Dang, Cam. It's pretty, buddy. Let's get one more here. Let's get one more. Chest all the way to the target like this.
Yep.
Feeling more of the belt be the first thing at the target. Yep, there you go. See, I like that thought right there.
Yep.
Just finishing. Belt more at the target.
100%.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Doesn't let the upper body get a head.
Yeah.
That's why the belt to the target just work for him. We're talking about the belt buckle. Just keeps everything moving right on that hip line. Old Cam. New Cam. It's the best your postures look too, by the way, bud.
Yeah, I've been working on it. Cool.
So nice right there. Give me one more of those. Cam, come on over here, buddy.
Yeah.
Love the setup. It's real easy for a tall guy to get slouched over, right? So one thing we've had to do with Cam is really get his knees flexed so that he can keep a sharp upper body. You know, if the knees are real straight up and down because his legs are so long, then his upper body really has to kind of droop over to get to it. But look at this, way better with the hand path. Now, why do I say that? You know, I look at the hands relative to the body here and see how they're not getting outside that line.
No.
It's really nice to see.
Not picking up anymore.
Right under the bicep. And let me tell you, on the ones where you don't do it ideal, your chest and hands separate a little bit at the top.
Yep.
Just because you'll shorten it up and the arms will keep drifting and the chest starts going.
Yep.
But what's good about it is the good ones, and it's for a little cut, you know, that's pretty good. It gets on the hair end of being a little steep,
Yeah.
just for the reason of what I just mentioned, just not keeping that back to the target just a little while longer.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I would mention to you there.
Yep.
And that's a rhythm thing.
Okay.
You know, making sure it's 1, 2,
Yep.
1, 2. Hugely important for Cam with his wedges as well. We work on that. He's turned into a much better wedge player, I would say, much better.
Yeah.
And that's been as a result of rhythm.
Yeah.
You know, rhythm's good. So work on your rhythm right now.
Yep.
I want to see that. That will, hey, one thing that happened though nicely is, notice how the club's not doing this anymore? It's not going like this, which is really good.
Oh yeah.
But if the chest and hands stay looking at each other longer, that club will come back down the position that it comes back up. It's going to be a lot easier for you to rotate more at the bottom.
Yep.
Because steep through here, then bunches everything up here,
Yep.
right? Whereas if it's a little shallower here, because my hands and chest are looking at each other in transition, creating that space to bring it down, well, now I can really rotate around and get through it. That was absolutely ridiculous right there. No, seriously, like, of any of our YouTube videos yet filmed after I speak, there tends to be a really, I mean, it's funny how it works out. My players and I work like that. There's a great shot, the next shot. That was the best shot of all the best shots.
Yeah.
Made an emphasis on that because it was that ridiculous. If there was like a shot tracer on that one and a ball speed monitor compared to the rest of the world, that would be the elite 0.00001%. It's ridiculous. This guy. Oh my gosh. Dude, is the minute I mentioned that, those two swings had everything we look for.
Yep.
Do it again. That was so good. Unbelievable. You see how it just sets it up better at the top and he just gets a little more stability and then can fire through a little more connected. It doesn't, your cuts don't get at all any wipe to them.
No, it's not like this.
Right.
It's letting everything time up, and then you can rip through it.
I got something for the viewer, and I got something for everybody to really wrap their mind around right now.
Yep.
I always feel like the best swings are a draw in transition, but a hard fade at the bottom.
Yep.
You put it into a spot to where you can swing hard to the left. Left just means this way for the viewer. The reality is, if you're up here and there's a separation of chest and hands and the right side gets thrown over and the hands get going this way, good luck getting it.
Club face opens everything's just a white fade. Yeah.
Here, here, and then there, right? It's awesome. It's exactly what I saw in those last couple swings. Oh, Cam, yes, please. When I mean, how long? It's been seven years now, you know, back at Carlton Oaks when we first came out here, just side of the range. Cam came out, and I was gonna say little Cam, but it wasn't little Cam ever. It was always big Cam. But man, it was different. I mean, you know, I'll never forget, we had an 8-iron, I think that was that first lesson. It went over the back of the fence. And I was like, okay. Like we gotta harness that talent right there. That's impressive. Flippy wrists and just lots of extra stuff at the top. I looked at him first lesson. I said, hey, do you understand? Like, I teach a big body turn and a short arm swing. Let me teach you what that means. But you know you can take a 3/4 swing for the rest of your life and just absolutely mash on the golf ball, be way more efficient, and hit it so much farther than anybody else. And that first lesson on, you know, it's that made a huge difference in building his swing. Now he's got some competitive years under his belt, starting to build it up, and it's fun. We're getting a little list of amateur events for him. Played for USD, for the University of San Diego, and now he's get this guy dialed in. Here we go. Same backswing. Just hold the back to the target a second longer. Boom. Rip it. Oh. You see when he gets it up there and just gives it that little while longer. It just, How do you like, look at this? Dude. Even the background's. Change it up a little bit. Give me some knockdown shots, okay? I want to see same thing. Give me some. We're hitting some like high, nice, tight cuts right there. Give me some low draws. And actually, let's tell the camera what you're going to do in order to.
So ball basically a little further back in the stance, and then you're going to be feeling like you're rotating around that left leg even more, and that'll get the face rotating.
See, he's not, notice how he's not talking about anything manipulated back here, like, oh, I got to get it more inside or this. We body draw it here. What I mean by that is he's going to be so connected on this swing, little 3/4 chest high swing, that club face and his body are going to be one and the same. So when he turns back, it's going to work right down that plane, and his body's rotation is going to hit that little turner for him.
It's all set up in mindset, basically.
Now we're talking. Oh my God. Dude, stop it. Just, really nothing to say there. Other than please do that again. Please. That was just ridiculous. I love watching him hit the golf ball. 7 years and just never stops making me smile. Oh. I mean, Gabe, for real though. Isn't that sweet?
I don't have any words.
I know. There's nothing to say about that. Turn it. I want to see you turn it. Give me like 5 more yards of turn to the left, okay? Isn't it great when you have your swing into a spot to where you can actually think about trying to turn it and all it does is just go like this? Just a little tip that way.
Yeah.
It's frozen rope right there, so pure.
I mean, if I'm going like around a tree or something, then I'm...
Well, then you got to turn the face in a little bit, give it a little extra. Why don't you give us one of those? Here we go. Here's a little extra turner. Oh. Yeah, that's fun. Why would I even have you do that after hitting those beautiful high cuts? Just so you remain able to do both, right?
Yeah.
Because it neutralizes it and then does that, right? Because then, and seriously though, I'm serious about that. You just want to neutralize it. You know, you don't want to sit there and, you know, sit there and work it overdone where all of a sudden it gets steeper, 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 you know, more across it, especially with that right to left wind, right?
And eventually, yeah, and eventually you're gonna overdo it.
Absolutely.
I'll hit a couple more drives.
Yeah. Stay there, bud.
It's like the biggest thing is keeping that back to your target, basically.
Absolutely, dude. There's so many good ones.
That one was the.
A little bit ahead of it, right?
Everything was ahead of it.
Wow.
Yep.
Great command of your ball flight, dude. All right, let's get something a little longer out, huh? Thank you guys so much for watching our video. Any questions or comments you have, please leave them below. Also, click the link below to pick up 3 free videos. We appreciate you guys. Enjoy our channel.